Hello, tank commanders of the Blitz universe. It's MajorDangle here, coming to you from USD1 today. So I just wanted to make a quick video about equipping your tank, how important it is, and how much it'll help you in battle. So we'll move along pretty quick here. Maybe we'll get a battle in at the end. So we'll start out with the crew. So after every battle, you'll get crew XP added to whatever skill you have selected, and you'll also get free combat XP to use on whatever skill you so choose. So you can change these skills at any time. Just select the one you want and click train. You got ones for light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, tank destroyers, and you can just click on the one you want to train for, and it'll automatically train after every battle. And to use that free combat XP you get after every battle, just click on the one you want, hit accelerate, and the lower level ones, it won't make you use credits along with your free combat XP to upgrade your level of your crew, but the later levels it will make you use credits along with the free combat XP to upgrade. I wouldn't recommend using credits to upgrade this because credits are pretty hard to come by in this game. And for myself, I like to play the game anyways and grind it, so I wouldn't waste my credits on it. But if you have an abundance of credits and you have nothing to spend them on, go ahead and accelerate it. All you have to do is hit the accelerate button there, and it'll level you up. And so the highest level, the master level, is 7. And as you can see, I got firefighting at level 7. It's mastered. And this accelerates fire extinguishing by 42%. That's huge in battle. You get set on fire, and this will put it out 42% faster. I mean, that'll save you so much HP, and it'll help a ton in battle. You got stuff like the repairs decreases repair time for broken modules by 28%. I mean, that's pretty huge. And the thing with the mastered skill levels, the level 7s, mastered skills are effective for all types of tanks with any level of crew mastery. So, the firefighting, for instance, since it's mastered, it applies to light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, and tank destroyers. So that's pretty cool, and it'll help all those tanks out a great deal. And there's just a whole bunch of them. You got fast capture, increases base capture by 6%. You got soft recoil, decreases dispersion after firing 5%. These all really help your tanks out a great deal. And I would recommend you just click on your crew and see if you can use some of that free combat XP to level your skills up a little bit, and it'll make your tanks better. So moving on, we got the rank, and the rank is just worthless. As you can see, my T32 here, this first line I ever grinded in this game, and I have a rank of 11. And back then, I didn't know any better. I thought it did something. The game kind of makes it seem like it does something to improve your tank, but it doesn't. It doesn't do nothing for your tank. What you all you get is this little badge, and they got green, blue, purple, whatever. I mean, yeah, nice pretty little badge there. And I think level 20, 30, or 40, somewhere in there, you get like a free camouflage or two, but they're not that great anyways. And as you can see, you got to pay to raise your rank, and the higher rank you go, the more you have to pay. The higher tier tank you are, the more you have to pay, and it's just not worth it. I would suggest just staying away from the rank. Don't even bother with it. Leave it at level 1. It's just a waste. All it does is show other players in battle that you were dumb enough to spend your credits on raising your rank. It really does nothing. I wish Wargaming would change this. I wish it would do something for your tank, but just stay away from it. Moving on, we got tank modules. So this is a big one for me. I would recommend not even taking a tank into battle unless you are fully upgraded, especially your gun and your turret. Use your free XP on upgrading your modules to the best modules you can before you even take it into battle. Don't use your free XP to unlock the next tank in line. Unless you're on a tank line like the T-28 prototype, it's just horrible and you got to get through it. Maybe you could use your free XP for that, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend just upgrading your tank as much as you possibly can before you even get into battle, especially your gun and turret. Like the stock gun, you got a 90 millimeter gun for this T-32, whereas the upgraded gun is a 105 millimeter gun. It's much better. I would suggest doing the gun and turret, and if you have enough free XP, do your engine and tracks next, because they also make quite a big difference in battle. Just use your free XP for upgrading that, and then grind it out until you can unlock the next tank in the line. Don't waste your free XP on that. So moving on, we got camouflages. Some tanks, they have a legendary camouflage where normally you have to pay a little bit to get the camouflage, a little bit of gold. Uh, like the T-77 Cannonball. It will change the name of your tank to T-77 Cannonball and add 2% to the concealment. And it looks pretty cool. I like this camouflage. But you don't have to use those. You can use whatever tanks or camouflages you've unlocked through events or crates, whatever. You can unlock any one of these you want. All you have to do is press unlock, and it'll work for summer, winter, and desert maps. Or you can use a different camouflage for each summer, winter, or desert. And if you're a newer player, if you go down to the bottom here and you don't got a lot of camos unlocked, you have these ones down here that are always available. You got 4 of them, 5 of them for 75k. But the thing you got to know with these are is you see I'm selected as summer right now, summer maps. If I buy this 70k one, this forest windbreak, it will only work for that for summer maps, and then you'll have to buy another 75k one for winter maps and another one for desert maps. But if you look, you got one here for 225k. If you buy that one, it'll work for all three style maps, summer, winter, and desert. If you don't have camos unlocked and you don't have a lot of credits to waste, this is the one I would recommend. This is a pretty nice looking camo anyways. This will work for all three maps. This is your best deal. It'll save you a little bit of credits. Sometimes they'll give you a free camouflage like this. Uh, but yeah, if I see a tank in battle without a camouflage, I automatically assume that that's a fairly new player and they're not very good. And I could be wrong at times, but camouflages make a big difference. As you can see, this one in particular does plus 2% to concealment, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. It does help. Some tanks camouflages are plus 4% to concealment. You can change these camouflages at any time, and even if you want to change them back to what you had before, that camouflage will still be available. So moving on to consumables. Consumables you have to pay for every time you use them. So if you're in battle and you use your engine boost, power boost 2-3 times in battle, you got to pay for it 2 to 3 times per battle. And they're fairly cheap. I recommend using consumables. especially like your multi-purpose restoration pack. Extinguishes fires, repairs all damaged modules, and heals all injured crew members. And it costs 3,200. It's not a lot. Use it when you need it. A lot of people say the engine power boost isn't worth it, but I think it is when you're going uphill or accelerating. I think it makes a huge difference. You can also get these free ones. They work. They're not all right or they're not bad, but I would just recommend using the ones that you have to pay for because they are quite a bit better. As you can see, the free engine power boost gives you plus 10% to engine power, whereas the one you pay for gives you plus 20% to engine power. You got tanks like this T-34 here where you got adrenaline, and this is plus 17% to loading speed. I mean, that's huge. I use adrenaline all the time in battle, as much as I possibly can if I'm getting shots on the enemy team. You'll reload faster, you'll get more shots out while that consumable is active. I highly recommend you use adrenaline if you got it. Uh, Different tanks have different consumables. Uh, and moving on to provisions. Again, different tank nations have different provisions. So you kind of just got to use your best judgment on what tank you're equipping. My T-34, for instance, here is an American tank. Of course, they got a case of Coca-Cola. Who doesn't like Coca-Cola? I'm more of a Mountain Dew guy myself, but I like Coca-Cola. You can see how much it improves your tank stats. Your view range goes up by 10.9 meters. Your damage per minute goes up by 81 hit points. And your reload time goes down. And these you only have to pay for once per battle. So, and again, they're not expensive. So, stock your tanks with provisions. You got improved fuel, and this is plus 10% to engine power, plus 10% to turret turn rate. I mean, that's quite a difference in battle. And again, not expensive. You got bottles of cola. Different tanks have different provisions. The Swedish tanks, they have grilled salmon and enhanced sandbag armor. They got improved fuel, crisp bread, and all these they improve your stats. They'll again use your best judgment on what you should use per tank. Look at the stats and see what they do. They're not expensive. Try them out. You can change them at any time. So moving on to ammo, I, I generally have a pretty even loadout of my ammos. Uh, Depending on the tank, uh, you know, T-32 doesn't have great penetration value for high explosives, so I'm not going to use high explosive very much in battle. And you can see the penetration value for the tank that you're equipping. And for high explosive, the T-32 or T-34, sorry, has 57 to 63 millimeters of penetration. That's not a lot. If you're using a smasher with higher penetration for HE, yeah, you maybe want to keep a little bit more ammo, a little bit more HE ammo equipped. And you can see the penetration value, the average damage value for each of the ammo types for the tank you're viewing. Again, I try to keep a pretty even ammo loadout because, say, you're in a lower tier tank, you oftentimes have to use premium ammo and just to penetrate the enemy tank. So you want to make sure you have enough of each ammo. Another thing is the game by default makes you pay gold for premium ammo. As you can see, one shot of HE anti-tank premium ammo is 10 gold. So you can change that, but I think you have to do it for every tank, and you can just click this button and it'll change it to credits instead of gold. So would you rather pay 4,000 credits for one shot, or would you rather pay 10 gold for one shot? I would rather pay credits. So make sure you switch that. That's why they call it gold ammo. So just switch it to credits. It'll save you quite a bit of gold. Moving on to equipment. Equipment, I hear it all the time that players don't equip their tanks, and I just shake my head. It's such a improvement on all tanks in this game to have them equipped. And yes, it's kind of expensive to unlock all these for each tank, especially the higher tier tanks. You might be paying 350k to unlock this last level uh, of equipment. But it's well worth it. I highly recommend you equip all your tanks. And this is my general tank equipment loadout. Uh, but different tanks, you might want to equip them different. You got stuff like calibrated shells. I mean, the average penetration is up 13 millimeters for APCR and 39 for HE, and you can, as soon as you pay for these, you can switch them at any time. So if you don't like calibrated shells, you can switch it to improve ventilation, and you can see the stats improvements there. I mean, your view range goes up, your damage per minute goes up, your shell reload times go down. Again, you just got to kind of use your best judgment. I'm not Droodles. I don't know everything about stats and all the tanks. So you kind of just got to use your best judgment. If, say, your tank doesn't have great penetration value, you might want to have the calibrated shells instead of improved ventilation. You got stuff like the supercharger. This increases the shell velocity by 35%. That's pretty huge in battle. You got stuff like improved assembly. It increases your hit points in battle. Or you can have it strengthens tank armor plus 3% to halt and turret armor. You got the engine accelerating. Average speed goes up. Your hull turn rate goes up. Engine power goes up. Consumable deliveries allows consumables and abilities and modes to be used more often. 12% to cooldown speed. So what this means is you're in battle and you get set on fire. So you use your multi-purpose restoration pack and put out the fire, and then bam, you get set on fire again. But you gotta wait for your consumable to cool down to use it again. This will make it cool down faster. I suggest using the consumable instead of the high end consumables. High end will make the consumable will last longer. Like speed boost, it'll last 33% longer. But I highly recommend you spend the credits and equip your tank. It'll make a huge difference in your battles. I think I covered everything. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. Uh, I do all these off the top of my head. I don't do any editing. So again, I hope I didn't miss anything, and if I did, please leave it in the comments, and please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.